This is Rocky Romero. I'm welcoming you to beautiful downtown Miami. The hurricane's passed. It's calm, it's sunny, and so it's beautiful to be here. I'm showing up as an investor for the last 30 years, consulting as many years, coaching businesses for the last 15 years, and the last 5 years I started a mentoring program. And currently I have an innovation exchange on a monthly basis, and on a 21-day challenge, I focus with people that are looking for thoughts, ideas, recommendations on $1 million challenge, problem, opportunity, ideas. And so the question I have for myself is, what can I glean from so much that was presented here? I think we know that change is inevitable. It's going to happen. The pandemic really woke us up to the fact that we can change even better. One question I asked myself today was, what did I learn through the pandemic? And I learned that I could be alive, I could be adaptable, I could be resilient, I could be scared, I could have all my emotions just bubble up and take some decisions. I moved from Chicago to Miami as a result of that. I created some other areas. I dared to risk, dare to take a challenge. And it's an individual aspect. And I'm starting to think that as coaches, we have to be the leaders of change first before we can help others to do that and take a risk and see what happens. And I'm finding that it's okay, that things happen because there's people here, that I can communicate, that I can show up, that I can be a better part of myself. And here's where I'm thinking that change happens. And I'm wondering if somebody might give me feedback about that. I love the 80-20 rule. 80% of companies are out there status quo, I would think, and 20% are dynamic and changing. But I want to take that a little bit further. That 20% of that 20% is 4%. It's 4% of those companies that are the drivers, the ones that are moving. They're the ones that are at the top. They're the Apples, the Googles, the Facebook, the Amazon. Those are driving that, but they're in jeopardy because everybody else is starting to figure out that, oh, we better take a risk. We better take a chance. We better move along and expand. And that 4%, interestingly enough, is the tension between our skills and our challenges. Our skills and our challenges. And if you move 4%, you're in the flow zone. You continue to move. You're in that flow zone continuously. So if you continuously add 4%, just a little bit. If you go 5%, you're in the stress area. If you're in 2% or 1% area, you're in the bored area or not effective enough. So you have to have that balance of 4% heading in the flow direction. So is that what change is? Question to myself. Is that what companies should be doing to be in a state of flow, not just on the individual basis or the team basis, because I've seen that very successfully, but in the organizational area. And as the organization changes, so does the community, so does the state, so does the country, so does the world. And as Yvonne said, people, profits, planet. How do we provide organizational safety? How do we provide an environment that they're safe to take a risk? And we're starting to find out that, if you take too much safety, 90% or 100% safety, you're going to be out of business. What if you take 80% safety and 20% risk? You're just going to be on the same level as other organizations. So the new paradigm shift that the speakers are talking about is 50-50. 50% safety, 50% risk. And I think here's one of the things that perhaps might fit for an organization, the same as it fits for an individual. When an individual is in a space of time under tension, when they're in the fight or flight response, or they're in the freeze mode that they don't know what to do, but they could also be in a focus mode where they could take action. The keys to getting to that state, as from an individual standpoint, is to pause, breathe, look at the options, and take some action. Now, as Jackie asked that, I thought, could it be possible that the same things that we ask our clients to do in that moment under tension, to be proactive, is it the same thing for an entire organization? And it's possible. It's a model. Would an organization pause? And yes, they're pausing. And breathing might be the same as communicating. We're communicating. We're having dialogue. We're getting ideas. We're bubbling those things up. And then looking at the options. What are the options that we have? And then, of course, taking an action. But I think that what I'm hearing is that that's too slow. That there may be a faster way. Is there a faster way? And I'm thinking the faster way is when you have that time under tension, fight, flight, freeze, focus, which is what we teach our clients, how to focus, get your objectives, get your numbers up, get your clients, get your revenue. That's what they want. We stop at focus. As coaches, we seldom, there are exceptions, but we seldom ask them to get into a flow state. A flow state is a higher level than focus. It encompasses focus, but a flow state is when they are continuously improving. They have different signals that gets them there. Yes, they communicate, but that's part of it. Yes, they have the environment. There's so many triggers and signals that gets you in a flow state. And the flow state is that top 4% that I mentioned earlier. That's where the biggest return happens. From other speakers, we learned that if you're in a high performance, high active area, you can get 3 to 5 to 7% or 700% return, 3 to 5 to 7 times return if you're in a flow state. So if you're in a flow state getting that much, how much do we get into focus state? Maybe we just get 2 times return because we just strive for that. So our objective as coaches may be to, as the individual, to get to a flow state, as a team to get to a flow state, and as an organization to get to a flow state, that magical 4% at the top of the top. And that's where I think safety happens even more. So we're starting to realize that yes, we can have safety with something else that they mentioned in terms of having a minimal viable product, not just one, but many, because we don't know what the future is going to be. So let's have many, and let's make sure that we can be proactive in each situation as fast and viable as we can. Of course, resources take resources, and that's the big reason that companies hold back in terms of innovation, is because it takes people, takes time, takes money, takes focus away. What about this? The new model that I've learned from other leaders is you have in the same organization 2 organizational divisions, one that focuses on the existing business, which the speakers might have said to 50-50. One is for the existing and one is for the future. They each have a president, they each have an organization, and they each have a budget, and they almost act like 2 separate companies in the same organization. And I'm wondering if that's the direction that we could go.